Tonight, Governor Tony Evers delivered his budget address. It outlines what the governor wants the state to spend money on over the next 2 years. We have live team coverage of Evers' proposals and how Republican lawmakers are responding. Let's start with Caroline Dade. And Caroline, you have us covered on some of those big ticket items in the governor's proposal.
Amber, tonight Governor Tony Evers proposed his budget for the next 2 years. It adds up to more than $52 billion the first year, just under that number the second year. And the first year of the budget includes around 18% more funding overall than the current budget. Evers touting a slew of new policies, proposals, and funding that he wants to enact. His ideas ranging from requiring high schools to offer computer science classes to increasing funding for EMS, fire, and police departments. Something else on his wish list, a new paid leave program. The governor proposing tonight 12 weeks of paid family and medical leave. He says most public sector employees in the state will be eligible. Evers' budget includes more than $240 million in state funding to get the program off the ground so it can be up and running by the start of 2025. But that money is a one-time deal. In the long term, Evers is proposing funding the program with payroll contributions. He says he believes this program is in the best interest of all of us in Wisconsin because it will help take care of families in all their forms.
Too often folks are also unable to receive family or medical leave support based on their unique circumstances or situation. So we're going to expand eligibility so workers have the flexibility to respond to their personal family members or their kids' needs.
But there's no guarantee that this program will come to fruition right after the governor finished speaking. We heard from Republican lawmakers who all have their own spending priorities. Grace Olch was at that news conference. And Grace, it seems like Republicans aren't on board with this new paid leave program.
Yeah, that's right, Caroline. So immediately after Governor Evers' address, Republicans met in the Senate parlor to lay out their position on his proposed budget. And Senator Devin LeMahieu was the one to answer the question on the possible 12-week family leave. And he says that Wisconsin's FMLA is already nationally competitive, so it might not be the best use of the state's spending. Speaker Robin Voss started the briefing after Evers' address. He says while Republicans and Democrats can agree on the state's biggest problems, like early education and tax relief, when it comes to their solutions, they're on completely separate pages. Voss called Evers' address a liberal wish list devoid of reality.
2 years ago, Governor Evers delivered a budget that looked very much like the one tonight. It was chock full of tax increases, spending, expansions of government, and at the end of the day, an unrealistic solution for what Wisconsin needs to solve its problems.
For example, Republicans agree K-12 schools need to remain a priority in the state, but their ideal budget, they say they would want to determine where the greatest gaps in scoring exist and focus intervention efforts in those specific areas and want to prioritize parental involvement in curriculum. The main point that Republicans emphasized was that they feel this budget is just unrealistic. They fear that Governor Evers has made a name for himself as an urban governor, and rural Wisconsinites are left out of this plan. But they say they're ready and determined to enter discussions in the next few weeks and feel confident that the financial process will lead them to address the state's biggest priorities. Live in the state capitol, Grace Olch, 27 News.
All right, Grace and Caroline, thank you. The governor's budget also laid out plans to address PFAS contamination, and the state will be getting millions of dollars in funding to fight it.